This story is about the peddler. Isaac Greenberg was one of a vanishing breed, a peddler. The Oxford Dictionary defines the word peddler as a traveling vendor of small wares, often carried a pack. From the mid-1930s to the mid-1950s, it was not uncommon for a man with a horse and cart would visit farms selling various wares. Isaac was one of those. These men would stay at certain farmhouses overnight, and the lady of the house was given special gifts for the hospitality. The peddler would open his pack or sack and display items for sale. Items such as pots, pans, oilcloth, fabric, spices, needles, and thread. Sometimes there was a trunk that contained items for curious children to look at, perhaps brightly colored ribbon, combs, marbles, small toys. There were a number of these farms on the river road where Isaac stopped and sometimes stayed, including the Driscolls on Long Island and Manotick. There was one type of peddler, one kind was interested only in picking up old rags, bags, and bottles. There was a peddler that dealt only in chickens, buying and selling the birds. There is a true story about one such peddler who carried the birds in small wood crates on his cart. Most of the rural roads then were rough, hadn't seen a grader for months, maybe never. On one trip near Carsonby, a crate fell off the peddler's cart. Some of the birds escaped into the bush, never to be tracked down by the peddler. A few days later, Bill Carson and his father, a local farmer, saw red chickens on the road and were able to catch them. They knew that none of the neighbors had red chickens, so they assumed they had fallen off the peddler's cart. The peddler was not exclusive to the country. Many became specialized in the large cities. Some were the fruit peddler, the baked bean peddler, and the ragman. In many instances, there was no need to call on his customers. The sound of the bell on his horse was different to all others. There was no mistaking that which one was nearby. In summer and winter alike, the peddler made his way through the city streets by cart in summer and by sleigh in winter. There weren't as many cars then, of course, and people in the cities often put their cars away for the winter and used streetcars. At least one reason being the lack of plowed streets. The snowbanks were rarely moved from the curb. Horse lovers may be interested in knowing that the peddler's horse in many instances was the Canadian horse.